Andrew Purple, wagwan papa. Long time indeed. Viva Frisky, pick up yourself. Greetings, one and all. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Bless up our girl, bless upon yourself. Am I missing anything in the chat? Am I missing any little? Hold on, anything suspicious I got? Pulley, okay. Andrew Purple, Bernadine, Kirkian Kelly. That is an interesting name. Kirkian. Oh, do you pronounce it Kirkian or you pronounce it Kirkian? I think it would be Kirkian, you know. Kirkian would kind of masculinize it, you know. So I'm gonna bet it's Kirkian. Christina Dwyer Edgeston, legs well spread as usual. I see if I'm looking for anything suspicious I go on. Mr. Man not coming in chat yet, no. No, chicken back no forward yet, you know. I would that write him name? Craig. Yo, Craig, you love the arms also. Andrew Purple, but how my name come off the support? What you mean? Me no know. Oh no, I don't know, you know. Sometimes I see some people when them you know, for those of you who don't know, the Tam Fam TV channel, you can subscribe to my channel. And Andrew, sometimes I see some people them have to do it over, you know. I don't know what goes on there. But sometimes I get these notifications that, you know, people re-sign, you know, in terms of people who subscribe to my channel on YouTube. That would be the Tam Fam TV channel. Often I see that people have to, something happen and them just sign up back or something. I don't know. Because YouTube don't force you to do this thing, you know. It's all voluntary, you know. But I'm don't see the badge. Oh. Sonia will be your name, right, Andrew? Well, good to see you, my brother. Well, virtually speaking, you know, good to see you. Yo, I'm gonna sip something like that. Want to know, it's a tad of white Hennessy. You know, I don't like things that taste too strong or too bad to me, and white Hennessy is nice and smooth, right? So it's a tad of white Hennessy with some Coke, which I'm not supposed to be drinking. I'm not supposed to be drinking Coke, but it's okay if one indulges a tad bit, you know what I'm saying? So we have a whole nice little vibes in the beer, yeah? Oh, thank you, Antarsha. Yes, I was in Atlanta over the weekend with my best friend and hung out there. And Atlanta was people. Atlanta, right through over the weekend. Atlanta was in the teens. People. The other colloquial name for Atlanta is Hot Atlanta, because it's known for being really, really hot. Now, it's not unusual for them, for the weather to get cool over there, just like, you know, northern Florida. And so it's not unusual for the weather to get cool in the winter, and it can get quite nippy. But the teens, it was out of control, man. Atlanta was in the teens, people. All in the day, which part me there when I roll out and thing. I have to say, no, sir. After the day starting at the teens, it would just go up in like early 20s, you know? And then with that wind, you know? It was really, really, really cold. Okay, Track Guru said it's Hot Atlanta in the summer. Not now. Right. But it was really cold over the weekend in Atlanta, and but I had a good time with my friends and you know, and their families and their kids and so forth. It was really good, you know. A little bit of leisure there, you know, some break time and, you know, friendship, which at this stage of my life I really value good friends, you know, that, you know, for me, good friendship, real good, genuine friendship is wealth. Yeah. It's wealth. It's value. That is wealth. And I give thanks for that, you know. So I've had a best friend for decades upon decades now, and great person, he and his wife. And so it's just good to be around, genuine, real people who, your friendship is based on a mutual trust and respect and a bond that has transcended decades and things like that. There's a certain amount of security with that type of friendship and that type of bond, one in which you can just relax and not have to worry about the prospect or the possibility of some sort of betrayal or anything like that, and whatever. You can just be totally at ease, with the genuineness proven loyalty of that type of friendship. There is just, and I remember those type of friendships, they don't just exist. They exist based on how you've been conducting yourself in them, So just as much as you appreciate from others, you must be prepared to dispense, to give also. And in those type of friendships, it's your pleasure to do so. You readily want to do so. You readily want to be there for those who are unequivocally there for you also, And so it's that type of friendship I have with my brethren from Jamaica, original White House man too, and who was risen, through trials and tribulation, and is now a law professor at Emory University down there in Atlanta, and great individual, great. The only drawback is that he did not go to Calabar High, but I forgave him for that. He's a champion man. That's okay. We all make, simple mistakes. No, and I'm a general, man. I'm a general. So it was real good just being there and, kind of refueling in real time, in person, It was great. It was great. I want to say big respect to Antarsha and her hubby. Lock them ticket for Ghana. Lock and seal. Yeah. Bunch. People were coming on the trip and buying their tickets outside of New York City. That number is now up to, I think, 9 or 10, So seats are going. All right. Well, anyway, we have a nice little show. Well, we have a video I want to play for you. But we just wait for some people forward and things. I will juggle up in the show and all these things. Don't. Says he's back in full effect. Once a big respect, God, massive big up on yourself, Florida massive large up. Maryland massive big up on yourself. Rhode Island crew. East Coast and I don't know ain't going to South Carolina, North Carolina, Owasso. Georgia family, big up on yourself. Atlanta, where I was over the weekend, big up on yourself. South Florida especially, big up on yourself, Everyone knows some man rate like that and thing, Big up the Jacksonville people, them too. Orlando and its surrounding environs, large upon yourself, the proper respect. Delaware family, big up on yourself. I wanna say President, I wanna say Joe Biden, no? Delaware, Linky, large up on yourself. New Jersey crew, big up in all New York. Large up on yourself, all New Yorkers, large up on yourself. New York City especially. My home, and big up the Queens family, and big up Brooklyn family. Big up all Jamaicans who enter the United States of America through Brooklyn. Most Jamaicans must have come through Brooklyn. But big up the Bronx, same here. Big up Queens, big up Staten, big up Long Island, big up upstate New York. Big up Westchester County, Mount Vernon, big up on yourself, CT, Connecticut. Yeah, I saw the thing said no. And big up Jamaica, don't it see already, oh you mean? Big up Yard, big up Jamaica. Yeah. And big up Seattle Farm, you know, Seattle Farm are going with beer things. Who would have thunk it that Seattle would be a farmer? Talk about multi-talented, the man is an author. Right? The man have talent grown, I don't know about, which I will not. Well, I don't know secret, but let's just say military-based talent. Yeah. I know the man is a farmer. Yeah, like in the formal sense. Farmer, good farmer. Right? We not talk farmer like liquid, you know. We not talk farmer like liquid. A plant, one look at tomato plant sitting in a house and thing, and then when it dead and all, and sitting there, don't even grow to nothing or whatever, I call himself farmer. We are talking about good farmer with multiple crops and all these things, don't it? Yeah. See how to big up yourself. I want to say good afternoon to Karen Robinu. You know, some I love pronouncing her name, though. Robinu. Big up yourself, Karen. Large up, man. Everything is everything. Proper respect indeed, yeah. Here in June to Ragashanti live with yours truly, the king of mix-up, Ragashanti. Yeah, anthropologist, lawyer, counselor, travel agency owner, and see how they, I've accepted the charge, you know. In March, I'm going to get down and finish my autobiography, you know, see. It's about time, you know. So, that book they need for write long time, you know. So, I deal with it, man. I don't know if you didn't listen to that show there, but, you know, the gauntlet put on, you know. And so, Raga, you need to finish the book, you know. So, the book I got done. Miss Cherry want a book that for done too, you know, so. Big up Miss Cherry. You know when I start big up Miss Cherry, don't. While we wait for the people them come in. People. This thing with a former member of parliament of the People's National Party who has been charged with the murder of his wife. People are here say that thing they complicated. Mouth say that's something that it complicated, you know. It's really, really complicated, and I hear say it involves some, you know, some sitting, you know, bag of something that go on where. So other people are going to get dropped tonight, you know. Yeah. But everybody are talking about how the husband did at the funeral a ball. But when I say when did a ball for, we don't know. Yeah, people do some terrible things and then have regret after it and then a ball. But one of the things I notice with women, some women, sometimes when you argue with them and them start ball, some man ball, there are people who ball because them are losing. There are people who ball because them narcissistic and them lost the upper hand. So them may look like them a ball and them a use it conveniently in that moment to portray themselves as victim. But sometimes when them a ball, so them not win. They're so obsessed with winning that they will ball when them start lose. We never argue with that woman yet. And when she win and a lead and whatever, and she hype and a talk up a bag of something and a go on, and she good. And then as soon as you say something and thing and you win the argument and when she start ball and whatever, I have long had a problem with that, you know. But them me a ball, but them not ball because them in pain. Well, them a ball because them in pain and a hurt because them a lose leverage in the argument, you know. So if you tell this man at the funeral right now when him a ball, him probably practicing ball for ball at the funeral, you know. Yeah, and Tasha, well, Andrew Purple, dry cry, yeah. So when the husband is there at the funeral and a ball, people are saying, what a wicked man, he look at him there at the funeral and a good ball and whatever. I can't stay there with ball fright, no. Yeah, ball not frighten me. But people may hear say the thing, mix up, all kind of mix up way, you know? Don't know. You have to be careful what you say, you know? You have to be careful what you say, you know, because but boy, may I tell you, you kill your wife, you know. Hey, people must say all kind of look mix up, you know. It's like, you know, him and her did separated, but she did have an ex-man. They still married but separated, and I said, but if you're separated, you're free to do what you want to do with her body, though. If you separated and you will go somewhere else and whatever, and you jump up in a woman's belly, then she's not free to make man jump up in a fear belly and think. Hey, you see that's something, if I saw it go, if I that really play some role in it, you know, so them will always style me up, you know. Yeah, man will always style me up and say me a idiot, me soft, a raga this, a raga that, and yeah. Them will always beat me, man, because me I tell you, you know, me not go jail over no woman front, you know. You must be rotted, man. It's not happening. It's not happening. And in them day and age, any man, me hear me depend on something that over and whatever. Any man go prison right now over woman front. I hear that thing that you depend. I hear that thing that the man they depend. Right? And as me always say, people can do things that contribute to you being in an unpleasant situation. But at the end of the day, if you do something, no care what preceded you doing that something, the fact that you go do the something where you end up in a support, you made that choice. So it's on you. So if somebody do you some turbo something, which are human being, it beat you. Right? If you still gonna make in response to them turbo something that was somebody do you, if you still go make a choice to do something definitive and extreme in response to the one or the multitude of turbo something what somebody do you, it's still on you. Still on you. We can understand at most why you did it, but at the end of the day, you made a choice to do it. Right? And so some mouth attack, you know? Mouth attack, and I say this and that out there and rate it, eh? But me don't even hear nothing if I say, oh, I understand where I got you. Me don't hear nothing like that yet. Right? And if him kill him wife, him for pay the price. Right? Men, all on the man right now, if you not there with a woman who know love, I don't know who the one that woman they born no. Do what me years ago me start do that something, but just do what I suggest you not do it. Just kinda run a scenario in your head say no my thing, right? Cause my thing was you come home. One of the ways in which you can manage your conduct in certain situations is to try as much as possible to prevent you being surprised about that situation, should it happen to you. Because when I was in law school, there was much ado made about crime of passion, and the court punishes people who break the law under those circumstances. But even the court seem a little bit understanding, right? Right? Like a crime of passion, homicide, is treated much differently than a premeditated homicide, according to the court. So there is even an element of understanding there. But one of the things I do to not be surprised in some situation is like, as you guys have heard me mention before, is to just try and not be surprised. And the way I try to not be caught off guard and be surprised is to imagine myself in those situations. And the first step with that is what I did was I you heard me with this already. I, after much thinking about a bunch of stuff, I reached the conclusion that anything that has happened to someone before me can happen to me. Anything that has happened to someone before me can happen to me. Anything that has happened to someone before you can happen to you. Now I've had a couple callers when I break this down. They're like, you know what? I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not even comfortable thinking about that. And I'm usually very delicate and whatever because I don't want people to just go start getting their imagination, let their imagination get the better of them, and they start looking out for stuff. And before you know it, it's either self-sabotage or they're sabotaging a good thing because of fear and anxiety and whatever from listening to Raga, right? So be careful what I'm about to say, all right? So my thing is, this is what just worked for me. I'm telling you why this can't happen to me, right? And I know it sounds contradictory, right? And it's circular. But the reason why certain things when you say happen to some man out there, make them do certain things, why it happen to them, but it can't happen to me, is because I know it can happen to me. So it not go result the result I should say not me not gonna end up gonna kill nobody over the front or them something or whatever. Right? So my thing is if you're in a relationship and you love the woman, love her, yes, love out her clot, yes. Love her. And the relationship must necessarily mean some sort of exclusivity, right? Some sort of uniqueness based on the bond you have with this woman, right? Something special. Something special with her that you've never experienced with any other woman, and that right at this moment that makes her a priority in your life over all other women in a particular context. So you I'm with, right? So there's got to be something special there. But you have to have the capacity to do that without falling into the traps that other people fell into that caused them to make choices that were self-destructive and also destructive to others unwarrantingly. So anything that has happened to anybody else before me can happen to me. So based on that premise, I will never go in a relationship, I love that woman or whatever, and think she would never do something to me that has happened to somebody before. Never. I will never let love let me think that way. I will never let how amazing she is to me to let me think that way, whatever, to say it can never happen to me. But there's a distinction to be made there. Can you be in a relationship where you believe that your partner would never do certain things? That your partner is most unlikely to do certain things? Yeah. Can you even think that the person would never, and listen to me, because sometimes people think I'm contradicting myself. Can you be with somebody where you're like, nah, I don't see her doing that? Yeah. You'll be like, no, the type of person she is, nah, I don't see her doing that. I really don't see her doing that. But what I'm saying is, it's okay to think that way and to just reserve that enough sufficient amount of understanding of the world and human nature that it's okay to not ever see someone doing that or that thing. But set yourself in a mind that if the person does go and shockingly and surprisingly do that thing, that you have that thing in your mind, that you never saw them doing it, but given that they just did it now, all right, I'm just going to work through this, but I'm not going to kill anybody or whatever, because I know that anything has happened to somebody before me can happen to me. So may I get burned, or the person robbed me, or the person betrayed me, or whatever. Okay? And again, it's just about managing your expectations. So that's our first thing. And then the second one, again, that is male specific, is this whole notion of owning the person. And there's all these things that set us up, that men don't. And I'm not getting to all. Look, for example, listen to this thing, where the man is the head of the house. Oh, women, submit to your man. So when you're in a relationship with a woman, I submit to you. You're my king, and I submit to you, whatever. Subliminally, what is communicated to you is some sense of command over kingdom and all therein, and some sort of absolute authority being accorded to you, and if you were, it's called kingdom, king. So if you were the king, you command and control and own all within that kingdom. So you may don't even realize that you're going down that path, My wife submits to me. Yeah, good woman, that she submit to her man or whatever. Submit implies ownership. Submit implies absolute authority. And if you buy into that and live it and whatever, can you imagine the shock your body and your mind must experience if something should happen where you're like, that was all fake. It was never like that or whatever. That's why they lose it. That's why they go crazy. So you go right back to that thing about your own woman body and your own movement or whatever and this. Yo, me there with that woman and if she relate to me and we ever give me that respect, then I'm not gonna lie, I appreciate it. Yeah. A woman treat me like a king, yeah. I may have to conduct myself, the woman feel comfortable for give me that kingship there. Yeah. I may have to treat her like a queen too. And king a king, and that come with certain confidence, yeah, and it come with certain authority, and it come with certain things for say, yo, step up and take control, man up in the thing right here, so no, man time now, me a lead. Yeah, I embrace that. Yeah, and it's a good thing when you're in a relationship with a woman who not only appreciate that from you, but expect it from you, for say, yo, take charge, the way a man should, and give you that respect. Mark, I'm one of those people though who believe like a good leader, the greatest leaders know when to be led. Right? So it's not about absolute leading is not about dictatorship. It's not like an absolute monarchy, like you're always. And leading is not about domineering. The greatest leaders know when to follow. So there are times when you, the king, have to kick back and make the queen manifest her thing. That's why I like chess. Right? Chess is all about checkmating the king, but the most powerful thing on the board is the queen. You understand? So if you're, in a union and thing and you have a strong queen who allow you to be a king, I appreciate it. But when you're a king and you have a queen, I treat you like a king and I say, yo, lead. You don't own her. Particularly not in these modern times. You don't own her. And people, that would just be the answer to so many problems that are out there. If people, men especially, but women too, again, you see how many women are killing over foolishness out there. If people would just humble themselves and stop letting their identity be dependent on control over another. And there is just so much going on out there right now where people are moving so fast that they're not even they're moving so fast and dealing with so much, processing so much information. They're not taking time to develop depth, within themselves, They're not taking time. People are in the world so far, in my opinion. I come into the phone line after this. But in the world so far, in my opinion, what is going on now? People are so focused on horizontal gain. They're expanding like this. It's like information. Another video. Another this news, this and thing. And so there's all this growth in width. But there isn't vertical growth. There's not as much growth in depth. We're so consumed about processing so many things coming at us, like adding on, which some of them are useful. Yes, some of them are useful. But we're not kind of like focusing on a center or a spot, and whatever, like I always tell you in Jamaican culture, once you're educated, people traditionally, like the elderly people in your family, they very often want you to do everything, like you're at this thing, pray, we had an event, make Johnny pray, him go college, me have this thing about the land, go talk to Johnny, but this thing about the land and whatever, I don't know anything about land. I don't know nothing about land, I go to school. So there's this thing that you're educated, you're supposed to know everything. No. It's good to know as much as you want. Worse if you enjoy it. But like when people come to me and they're like, but you have a PhD, you don't know that. And I always tell them, I never hesitate. I said, listen, all a PhD means is that you know a lot. You essentially know a lot about one thing. You have got the highest degree in academia about one thing. So you could have 10 million PhD in, if you have a PhD, if you have a PhD in sociology of religion, and the religion you study was Buddhism, that's what you know. You don't even know about Episcopalian religion. Good. You're not even qualified to talk about Moravian religion. You may know some basics about religion, But you're not even knowledgeable about the Baptist religion. You just have your PhD in Buddhism. You're limited. So people are so focused on this, on the expanse, and they're not so much focused on depth, And depth requires some sort of specificity, some sort of, zeroing, and this is me, right? When we talk about your lane and staying in your lane and them something there. Yeah, you can have your road, You can't drive on any highway, but you can have your road where you live on. But you can't drive on a whole heap of highway. But know your road. You don't have to know the highway of Idaho, but you can't go drive on it. But know your road. Your road are your center. You understand? So go back to the thing, based on what I hear with this man here, the former member of parliament of the People's National Party, Joyland Silveria, and them charge him now for murder, saying murder his wife, and, mouth attack out the road, and mouth a say, look at this and that, they are going, and them did separate, and all kind of thing attack. She did attack an ex-man, and some say she did attack one woman. All kind of thing attack, and this and that, and way. And she did go make certain moves, because she did go demand certain things in a divorce, and she come for this and that, and anyhow him never let go this. She didn't know certain things what him do. Yeah, she knows certain things what him do. So supposedly she da go tell Squaddy them about certain things what him do. I whole heap of thing at her, but yes, a feeling sketch when a dog here say boom, she did a juggle and do her thing, Men, all I want a man right, all woman and man. You know what I need for do? Anybody wanna deal with right you know. You don't need for do say, what would I do if I come home and see this person in throes of ecstasy with another? Like, I know it's unimaginable to think of something like that for someone, but I'm telling you, this is what I do. These are things I do. And then by coming to terms with the reality of that, then and thinking it through, I am prepared. Right? Remember, the two most important elements for growth in everything after you establish the fundamentals, particularly in business or whatever, it's creativity and imagination. But the two most important ingredients for success in anything is preparation and consistency. Consistency / discipline, right? Right? So you see that preparation, some of them, enough of the surprise we catch people and what, them just never prepared. Them just never think it happen to them. But remember, anything has happened to someone before can happen to you. It doesn't matter how beautiful the thing where you're in right now. Because that is the very reason why certain things reach them and them just lose it and thing and end up kill everybody and kill themselves and all them something and whatever, They really didn't see that it could ever happen to them. Them know say it happened to everybody else, but them not think it happened to me. Worse if the person we are there with that do things to convince you say it will never happen to you. So if you really go find it, you lose it. You're wicked, you're evil or whatever this and that. And that is why you hear me. It sound like joke, but I'm serious. I joke about this thing all the while. What if the woman you love, you come home and you see she wind up on that man with an instrument 4 times the size of your own? What would you do? What if you come home and you see the man where you love after how many years and thing, whatever, with a woman, what would you do? And in that instance, Of course, it's okay to feel hurt and betrayed and so forth. You're human. You invested in this person. So of course, it's okay to feel that disappointment and that hurt. But what will you do on experiencing that hurt and whatever? That is where the preparation comes in. And I'm just saying, don't do anything stupid. Just imagine that it could happen to me. I don't see it happening to me based on the nature of your relationship. And that's okay. That's it. I don't see my partner doing it. But should it happen to you, as remote as the possibility may be, then you're in a position where you're like, okay, I'm not going to do anything stupid. If it's only for your self-preservation, there is no use doing something stupid, getting your so-called revenge, and then you're in a prison afraid for drop the soap. And them thing them think about. Yeah, man, I go prison over no woman front. No, nah. I know them a style me. What you say what? You go in there, you see your woman with a man and you walk out and thing and whatever. Yeah. So you don't do nothing. Nope. You not gonna do nothing. Well, them have to come. You know, something I forgot done here, but I'm not gonna do no stupid. I'm not kill nobody. So in the future, she violate you and she disrespect you and whatever and thing like that. Yeah, some betrayal me there and, you know, she kind of assure me say something like this would have never happen or whatever. But, hey, for whatever reason, she reneged on her pledge, on her commitment, on her promise or whatever, or whatever the case may be. And something that has happened to people before me has now happened to me. That's life, you know. More women out there. And this might be an opportunity now, and this is an opportunity now to work through this pain, this hurt, this calamity, and to grow from it, and to and be enriched by it, and thing. But I have to have the right attitude on experiencing it in order to benefit from it and to grow from it, and that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to talk to friends who are supportive. I'm going to preoccupy myself with so and so. And if it is that deep where I need to cry by myself, I'm going to do it. Nobody knows to see when me a ball, right? And I'm going to heal and I'm going to grow and I'm going to be better. But I'm not going to do something stupid and think worse is not my front. It's fear front. Woman free for do what them want with them front. So when you tell me, I submit to you, my king. I will never unconsciously interpret that I have some sort of interest, using legal terms and financial terms, interest in your front. I have some equity in your front, you know. I am part owner of your front, whatever. No, that is your front, right? And as good as it is and whatever this and that is not, is my one when me in it, you know. Yeah. Once me in it, my word. And me, one of them idiot there. I love the arms house too. And in it and it nice. And you ask her, you know, I hope I want this right, you know. And she say, yeah, whatever. You get your little ego pump and you just curl up in it and whatever. And you like a year front. But a year front at that moment, when you're in it, yeah. But it's when you come out, as the other brethren them say, if you're not seeing her, when you not see her, it's not your front, okay? And you will live long and can sit down like a ragga and drink your Hennessy white and your coke and relax with your tampon and easy and no stress no dep on you. It's not by accident, okay? So here's to the real strong man them, who not kill no woman over front, who not abuse no woman over where the woman them choose to do with them front. Here's to the real strong man them, and the strong woman them took, the woman them I get out of control with the thing too, you know. The woman them a get out of control too. The woman them a go and bad out the man. You understand? Right? So here's to all woman, when free for do what you want to do in the front. Even if you have a good man, appreciate him and don't violate. To all I man them, if you have a good woman, appreciate her, don't violate. Right? Worse if she give her respect there and thing. Don't violate, satisfy. That's how the thing run out there, right? Yeah? And if you're going to do so what the road, govern your things, so you know, violate and whatever and make certain disrespect. Reach her. Who does I keep it real, though? Zane? All right. Maxine, big up yourself, you know. Loy. I see you in a bad. There's a name I know I could have called Loy, and should have just laugh it off and I know some don't need mean nothing about it. But I can't say it on the show because other people are going to misinterpret it, you know. Honestly. You know, you cannot pick up certain. There's a name I know I can't call and say, Lord, you know, so you just one bad B word. And lie would I laugh it off. Because lie gangster them way there, you know. Even though you have to be careful with the people them who are social media, bad people. And then whatever. But lie in a strike me as one of them women that were going to send it. Because some woman, you can't call them certain things, you know, not even in a joke, you know. And that when a man there with a Jamaican woman, but she come up America when she's Jamaican, but she come up when she was 7, something like 6 or 7. And she love them have this thing here, them call one another names, you know, where some people get sensitive about. Now, this man, you know, he's mixed, you know, I'm half white, and him grew up in a white neighborhood. So him use words where, you know, black folks don't really use. But you know, she referred to him like, that's my head right there. You know what the head mean. And him is like, that's my B right there. You know what the B mean. B-I-T-C-H. And them use this language between each other that even some people like, you know, the circle where we in some people are not comfortable with them words. Because, you know, some people, you know, work on their, you know, the stushy, good behaving side and thing. But them have this thing I will work with them. Well, me don't know what gonna happen. But just so you know, I'm not familiar with this word. The only reason why I know this word, it was when I was a teenager in Jamaica and going through puberty and them something there. You read foreign magazines and they use these type of language, you know. But there's a word that a lot of white folks use. I don't think they use it a lot anymore though. But it's C-U-N-T. And it's not common, you know. Sweet cheek, big up yourself. But apparently in the middle of them doing their thing, he went and used that word. For whatever reason why that word was she don't like that word. And she grabbed the lamp on the bedside thing and whatever and bust it across him head, you know, all kind of drama come out of it and whatever. And you know, and his thing was like, we talk like that and whatever. And she was just like, not that word. I don't know what the big deal, but you never even tell me about the word and whatever. Some people touch about them thing. You understand? So you have to be careful with them something. But for now, I could just say lawyer bad girl, you know. Proper bad girl. You see me? Yeah, anyway, I have a video to play with that. But anyway, back to the Joyland Silvera thing. The boy, if what is out on the street is true, he's an idiot. Right? He's an idiot and he play himself. You know? And him not a right for go kill the woman over whatever. Him no want the woman. Him no want her front. Worse if them really separate. Worse if them really separate and him not living at the house and thing and him out there do him thing. And then somehow you are going to reach a point where you are say still disrespect. Even if you separate, but you're still married. Right? You know, a foolishness that. Right? And that them all I say, the police for him call, for help him cover it up, allegedly. You know, allegedly. Me and say them pressure him, the police. But when the police go there, so the police amass a whole bag of evidence when him a do him thing. So by the time them pressure him now, him have all these things for negotiate and bargain with, you know, for look out for himself. So mouth say who him call, a big part of why them were able to lock him in is who him call for design the conspiracy for cover up this and run it. Then pressure that person, another person they give him up. But that mouth I say. But what Raga say? Ad infinitum. Nobody not own nobody. Even the people them who own people and call them slave in whichever part of the world. It's wrong for them do that. But in general, over here, so, people just living a life. Just don't do the absolute, that all or nothing thing there, that zero-sum thinking there, you know? Where it's either or. Most of the time, life is not about either or. So don't live your life believing is, well, it's either I own this or I don't own this. It's either you go cheat by me or you will never cheat by me. It's either you go this and any card can play. And if any card can play, it's intelligent for you to prepare yourself. Should the card play? Are you going to conduct yourself in a way to expect the card to play? No, you don't want to do that. If you do that, the card will play. You hear what we saying at Jamaica? Enough people say, yeah, I can't bear the name and not play the game, right? So you have to control yourself. But just love deeply if you want to love deeply and be all romantic and, wallow in the love and all this stuff and whatever. But don't make that, prompt you to lose the ability to think rationally and to think that somehow you're immune from certain things happening to you, or to think that one of the big mistakes out there, you have been so good to someone, 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 so good to them, that they would never betray you. The more you're good to someone, is the more you must be careful to say, is that person. Bob Marley said, nobody can hurt you if you don't care about them. It's really simple. No, Bob Marley said, it's only the people who you love are going to hurt you. Because it's only them can hurt you. So don't believe that you can never be hurt by someone. Given that there's so many people who have been hurt by those who they loved before. And that is rational thinking. That is not letting your emotions lead, your feelings lead, and whatever. You come up with this thing like, whatever. I have done so much for this person that they would never do so-and-so, or they should never do so-and-so. And if they do something next to me, given how much I've done for them, it constitutes an unfairness to such a degree that it deserves for me to do something back to them. No, don't make that choice. Don't do it. Don't care how good you have been to somebody. then whatever. So, me and people that beat Steve Harvey and say him is a simp. If him wife really did cheat on him 2 times, me not judge him. Me not judge him, man. Go say him a this and that and put him down. If she really did cheat on him 2 times and him stay night and thing, and still out there saying, yeah, man, supposed to take care of everything for him wife. Him supposed to pay all our bills. Him supposed to do. That's what he's doing. Steve Harvey's not in prison. So he must know what him a juggle with and why him choose to forgive or if anything even goes so in the first place or whatever and thing like that. Stay out of prison. Don't go prison. I met man, all me, you can't imagine all me in a prison. Right. Yo, bitch, we heard that you used to like to say tambourine. Come here. I want to hear you do that. Yeah, man, you know them come and take set for me or whatever. Me have to wire them down and all these things and whatever, and I go to my wait at them not come whatever this and that. I make up my mind. I have to kill them in there and this. You must have rotted, man. That not happen to me, and it's not going to happen to me. Not by accident. It by me knowing anything happened to somebody before me can happen to me. And it is incumbent that I prepare myself based on the vast amount of knowledge that is out there in terms of these people who are making bad choices. So that I prepare myself that I don't make those bad choices. And I'm not going to assume that, oh, because I'm so good to somebody or my love is so, whatever for this woman and whatever, that she would never do that to me. It's okay for me to say, I don't see her doing that. She would never do that. That is the reason why I'm with her, because I don't think she would ever do that, whatever. But if she does, I'll be like, okay, oh well, this don't feel good at all. I'm not doing well here. Wagwan Raga Janu, some man don't even eat no food today and thing or whatever. Lady goes so boom, boom, boom and do me dirty, you see me? And whatever and thing, but me I hold it like a G, whatever. So how you find out, Raga? John was star, so I come home and I see the dog have her in a position where I never put her in a yet, see it? Yo, she did in a 6 o'clock position, yes, her top foot they up at 12 o'clock and her bottom foot down at 6 o'clock. I don't know, so I see the dog stand up beside her and I look on the dog instrument about 4 times I want, May I tell you, I swear I see him send it up, man. Before the clock, remember I say clock go clockwise, you don't know, say anti-clockwise, me see her foot go, man. Yes, dog, the foot move from 6 o'clock to 10 to 12, 10 to 6. You understand? So the dog even push her foot way back and send it up. She never do them something with me yet, Never the first, but even was she could have do them something there. And you she ball out and die and say it's sweet and the best she get me. I tell her some head hurt me when me hear that and thing or whatever because me think I did me a star the show, you see me? So me general. So you lick her down and beat him for that. Me say, nah. What you do? The same thing when me always tell on the same would I do when I see something like that. Raga, you really gonna make some lemonade for them? Hell yeah! Because that the position they when me see her in and that the strength they when she did not take, she need the lemonade, she need the lemon. So when you gonna make it for her for? Because, it gonna help me for balance my team because I'm not kill her for that, Yup. Me not go kill nobody over my woman and stretch out her leg and I take one big strength. Next thing you know, me end up in a prison where a man I say, she did stretch for her leg. You have got to stretch your one too, Not happening around here. Not happening around here. All right. We're going to go class, But before we go class, me have some sitting on my one. People, you have something while going out the road. Where is it? Okay, I think this is one. Let me see what. All right, I'm going to read this thing your phone. Okay, let me take out this. Alright. And all right. You show me I post some video about people money disappear out of them bank account at Jamaica. I remember I tell you that financial institutions, they function on confidence. You know, people think, and financial institutions just about, well, finances, money, but no, it's confidence. They need your money to make money, right? If a financial institution have your money and the money is in there, they don't like that, right? Once your money go out, they have different ways in which they send out your money and collect interest on it. That's how they make their money. Interest on loans and fees, right? So it follows then that, all financial institutions, banks especially, but investment banking companies and so forth, they don't want their customers to think the money is not safe with them. So what the result is that bank robberies and fraud and all these things have long existed and they're not going anywhere. But when these things happen, the bank don't want you, the public, to know, because you're going to lose confidence in them. So you see now, when all these people have their money in NCB and their money disappear or whatever, and it becomes public, NCB don't like that, because the reaction is what? You hear people that say, why anybody even still banking with NCB? Why people put money in Jamaica anyway? And because they have no confidence in the institution. So banks and financial institutions, they hide a lot. It's just that we live in the age of the digital revolution and social media, and information is easily put out there, and once it's put out there, it can go viral real quick too, and people get access to it real quick. But what is going on there, it's not happening there alone. Okay? It's happening all over. Gone are the days when people walk in a bank. Well, they still do it, but at a lesser scale, when people walk in a bank and hold up bank with gun. Them days they done. People them now juggle them where they again, alright? Somebody just want to know aware, say, I know Jamaica alone. Some of us have two quick stories we're telling you. Alright. The headline for this story: it's gone. Complete pit of despair, says Ally Bank customer after $6,000 vanished. The bank said the transaction was, quote, authorized. A woman was left despondent after she lost thousands from her bank account and now is struggling to rectify the issue. Kali Jagor had $6,000 fraudulently stolen from her bank account in early April. On April 5th, I received the first notifications, which were overdraft notifications, Jagor told NBC affiliate WCNC. Between March 25th and April 5th, there were 23 fraudulent transactions. The thieves used her information to complete a series of transactions that totaled the thousands she lost. She had only learned of the fraud after she received an overdraft notification on her account, since her bank, Ally, did not flag the transactions as fraud. When Jagor brought up the issue with her bank, they offered to credit her account $1,000 and open a case to dispute the remaining $5,000 since they were through a third party. At the end of June, Ally closed the investigation, claiming that the transaction was authorized and is correct. That is the bank protecting itself. Concurrent with the bank investigation, Jaguar filed a case with the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, which as of August is still open. Aside from the monetary stress that the issue has brought, she's also suffering emotionally. And then they go on and on and on and on and on. So them thief our money out of the bank, and the bank basically has well, bank will find ways not to pay her, give her back the money. The year that one, you know. Scammers drain $20,000 from JP Morgan Chase account as banking loophole leaves customer without protection. Listen to this, people. My man, I will talk about the thing that go on in Jamaica. People in the bank figure out ways and things, and where you don't know the half, because the bank them not telling you everything because them not want those confidence in it. But we know say scamming are going, but we just want to know say the thing way bigger than the look where we know. Listen this, you know. JP Morgan Chase says a customer in Utah will not be reimbursed after scammers ripped $20,000 from her account while she was on vacation. Catherine England was in Florida when someone supposedly from the, quote, fraud department, end quote, at Chase gave her a call, reports the NBC affiliated news station KSAL TV. The man on the other end told England that someone had wired $20,000 out of her account, and to get the money back, she had to follow his instructions. Motivated to get her money back, England followed all of the caller's instructions, reading several verification codes to him that she received via text message. After a 2-hour phone conversation, she was instructed to delete the Chase app from her device and wait for a call back. A phone call that never came. An hour went by, 2 hours went by. I said, something is so not right. So we went back to the hotel and called Chase. After speaking with the real Chase, England discovered she had been duped by a scammer who wired $20,000 out of her account. Chase then denied her claim, as it is not obligated to cover the loss due to what KSL TV refers to as a loophole in the Electronic Fund Transfer Act. No, that would be a law. The law typically protects people whose accounts were hacked or whose cards are stolen, but it does not cover people if they are duped by scammers into authorizing transactions. Carlos Sanchez Adams, senior attorney with the National Consumer Law Center, says that due to limited protections in the Electronic Fund Transfer Act passed in 1978, such cases are now all too common for bank customers, particularly since the pandemic. It just impacts everyone, and they're heartbreaking stories because there really are no protections. What happened after 2020 in the pandemic is that wire transfers are now available through digital banking, whereas before you used to have to go in person into a branch to initiate large transfers through wire. And now you can set that up and do that online. People, I get scamming stuff every day. And thankfully, I recognize them and I just ignore them. So to hear this story, right? The scammer take $20,000 out our account. But again, people, listen, Master Raga now. If you get something from a financial institution that triggers a concern in you, that is you see whatever that message is, it has triggered some anxiety inside of you. Immediately be careful. Anything you get that says you're going to lose something, or if you don't do something so quick, something is going to happen, or something has been done to your account that needs to be remedied right now, never respond to that right there. And never give out information to whoever is talking to you there. Your first thing, if you don't recognize this as a scam, most of us, a lot of us, we know these, but if you don't respond to that person. If somebody call you about something, don't respond to that person. Don't use the number when them tell you for call, because them are going to tell you for call them friend. Hang up the phone and call your bank yourself. Right? The one thing we have to be careful with that is most banks, if somebody use your card or whatever, they will send you a text and say, so-and-so was charging that. Did you make the charge? Respond yes or no. They're not asking you to send them the information. And even if you call them and them say, okay, we're going to put you over to fraud department or whatever, they are not asking you, well, as far as I know, when this has happened, them not ask me for no information, whatever, and them, well, they do say to whom am I? If I call them, them say, this King Stewart, whatever. But they will ask you, did you make this charge? Or did you make so and so and so and so and so? Most of the time, you don't have to talk to them. They will just send something to you. And them don't want you to give them your particulars and your stuff that people can steal the identity with, right? Most of the time, them say, did you make this charge? Just say yes or no. No, boom, boom, boom. Your card block. We're going to send them a new card. Them don't even, that's a legitimate way the bank them do it. Because somehow people get my number. And I use it in Idaho. And the bank, them have them things set up now and them know this customer has never bought anything in Idaho. He doesn't live in Idaho. He doesn't whatever in Idaho or whatever. So them will block it. And then we get something. Did you just make a charge at so-and-so in Louisiana? Type yes or no. I mean, no. Boom, and next, thank you for responding until we're going to block your card and this and we issue a new one. That is the only interaction you're going to have. But the minute you get that, some of the common one of them is a tax one, the IRS, whatever, this and that, everybody do look something upon them tax and whatever. So these scammers, them know them something there. So them are mats out them something there. You see it, right? So where the hell is this thing? Yeah. So them are mats out them thing there, So them are figure out what is it that will trigger somebody to panic immediately and then respond under the panic that we can exploit, render them vulnerable and thing and put them in a space where this needs to be addressed real quickly. What are you talking about? What happened? I didn't do this or whatever. What's your name? King, this and that, where you live? I live at so and so and so. We just need to make sure that it's so and so. What your drivers are? And you stand before you know it, you start do this and that and whatever. Because you think you're talking to somebody inside of your institution that you have been working with all along when such is not the case. They think about that before them come for you. Sometimes I play with them. No, I don't. I don't have no time. I'm too busy. Sometimes I even talk Jamaican to them or whatever. Sometimes I'm so rude to them. You know, one of them I tell them, so I broke your neck under you're sitting on it or whatever. And the man said, excuse me, what is that? I said, that was Jamaican. I'm about to translate it for you. What you need to do now? And he was like, F you asshole. He's calling me an asshole. He might try to scam me and he might call me an asshole. But anyway, I don't really do them something there anymore, one thing or whatever. But people, once you get something that says them charge you, you know, like thank you for paying your bill and this and that and that. Or we have found out this about you or what, then you look at something they designed for, and you feel like a little anxiety, or you feel a little thing like, wait, I didn't authorize this, or you're going to lose something, or you lost something, or you need to get it back. It's designed to trigger you, for you to panic, right? And you see this thing, you know, the banker say, no, the Electronic Funds Transfer Act, again, which is federal law, which obligates financial institutions to not just look out for themselves and just leave you high and dry, that they're culpable in some way, so they have to proactively put certain things in place to prevent, you know, somebody from stealing your money after you have entrusted it with them, which they never usually do before. But what they're saying is the Electronic Funds Transfer Act has a vacuum in it where if you're scammed, if somebody call you and trick you for make you do certain thing, the bank is under no obligation to give back your money right there, sir. You can now go to the bank and say, but you didn't put certain things in place in order to prevent my money from being stolen. The bank is going to say, no, them call you. And you, by choice, go give them the information that facilitated, you know, your money being stolen. We're not liable here. And if you, you know, launch action on us, a lawsuit or whatever, you will not prevail, but you can go and do it or whatever, because we're going to sell our battalion of lawyers, you know, to defend it. I'm just sharing it with you to let you know it's big, and the banks are not even reporting, in my opinion, not even 1/10 of what really are going. Cybercrime upon another level right, you know. Right? When I was in law school, there was, you know, law and technology department, and then you have the cybercrime part. It is so vast now, and it is just so wide now. I'm just like, wow. Of course, from the law school perspective, it's the legality of everything that's happening. But in being aware and being made aware of the legal issues involved in cybercrime, you also be aware of the latitude, the expanse of cybercrime. Yo, you wouldn't even believe what's going on out there with a little laptop on a phone. And what is crazy about it is that somebody in some parts of people, nations are doing it now, you know. Nations like North Korea, they have a division that is set up to rob people in certain countries, you know, and the money come back to them, you know, and they put it in cryptocurrency, or they put it in whatever the way you can't touch it or whatever and thing like that, and then the money goes back to their country. So what I'm saying is, you know, we know that Russia does it. We know North Korea does it. We know Iran does it. We know China does it. But who can tell if, you know, the so-called other good countries, them now. Oh, we know France now do it, England now do it, America now do it, whatever, you know. But anyway, the idea is that, oh, over here the money there. Americans have the money, right? So this is the target. And a part of it is it's you know, it's a redefinition of international warfare, where, you know, you're destabilizing another country's economy by attacking the general populace. And the way you attack the general populace is to relieve them of their funds too, you know. So that is why when the scammers them work from Jamaica here, America, so it's a national security issue. I'm just saying all of this for you to appreciate the level that this thing is on, and how broad it is, and how invested these actors are, and these actors are in this type of enterprise, and that it's quite lucrative. Imagine this scammer now, he's a regular scammer, and him get $20,000 from one woman. One call and him get $20,000. You know, hard me have to work for $20,000. $20,000 some people yearly salary, you know. And he make one call and get a 20 pack. Why him not gonna do it? Why him not gonna continue do it? And let me careful be say him, because a lot of these scammers do whatever. When them call a woman, I do it too, you know. Yeah. Except that it's hard for them get rid of them accent and all them something there, you know. But people, just be aware. It's crazy out there, right? And again, the banks are very concerned about confidence. And even though they're very concerned about confidence, when you see the bank themselves, Bank of America doing it, Chase doing it now, the two biggest banks, when you see them reach a point where them repeatedly now educate all of them, when it named about scamming, you know say it bad. When you go into the Bank of America app, they must try to get, don't come over here, so come look on this, no man, because educate yourself about the scamming, and them are going to go up on the different scamming them and whatever this and that. People are in the digital age. It's about the computer, and the thing set away out there, some big food I eat out the road, and that, me I tell you, the scamming thing gone on a different level, you know? Okay. What is this? Okay, so I'm going to deal with this. This is Ghana trip business, you know. I'm going to Ghana in May, in order for, you know, make sure say everything all right for a big September trip, right? So people I'm in touch with me with this and that and that and this and this and that and that and this. Okay. That is that. Okay. One other thing before we go to the phone line, and it's a video. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up. Hey. Okay.
Here's why attractive women are less.
I'm going to post it on my page. Hey. Why did this thing come over already? Oh, it was already on. Oh, okay. All right. Let me just all right. We want to just listen to this and then we talk about it on the other side. All right. Okay. All right. Rinse.
Here's why attractive women are less likely to get married. In order for a marriage to work, you need to be incredibly forgiving and show a lot of compromise. Now, because attractive women are surrounded by men who are constantly making them promises, whenever her partner's behavior is fallible, she believes that she doesn't have to put up with this because there's men willing to give her everything that she's ever asked for, even though it's not true. And as a result, she becomes less tolerant and compromising and more likely to walk away every time things are becoming difficult. Second reason is, throughout the course of a marriage, they tend to desire their woman less and less. Now, attractive women, they find this transition very difficult to deal with because they're surrounded by men who are almost tripping over themselves to tell her how beautiful she is. When she's with a man who slowly is becoming indifferent to her appearance, she finds this very difficult to put up with. So instead of accepting that this is a natural process, she'll simply replace the man to receive the same validation that she's used to receiving all the time. And as a result, she's less likely to settle down.
Okay. All right. And as a result, she's less likely to settle down. All right, we in a class right there. So I have several friends who I post this over I post this over WhatsApp, and it's always, the comments are always interesting, you know? But I have a few friends who are in this position that she's talking about. And when these people talk on the internet, you know, again, I'm one of those people. they will say stuff that be like, some of them tell most of them some I agree with, but then they will say some stuff for me I agree with. Then you have some will say a lot that I agree with, but there's a little that I disagree with, you know? And she's one of them, like, she's been doing the rounds. I forgot her name, but you know, I have to be careful when people say these things. Like, you know, clearly you have to be, you know, cautious about generalizing. You know, because you know, if one thing we have in the world, despite the reluctance of some to acknowledge it, is diversity, and we live in a day and age now where we're so connected with each other all over the world that, you know, our diversity, you know, is to the fore. It's to the forefront, you know. So differences abound. But this woman is talking about women, and she's saying something that some of us already know. But of course, when the people who will communicate some things in some direct way and articulate them and things like that, where, you know, it reinforces or make clearer what we already know. Or for some people, it's like, yo, I didn't even think about that. So it's an interesting perspective. So, we could go back. We could go to class now. Just a second with what she say and thing. We could go to class now. And just meds back where she say, I don't know my style already. I don't know me I'm going to do right, you know. So one at a time. A piece at a time. Let's go.
Here's why attractive women are less likely to get married.
All right, the first thing there you must notice, she said less likely. Less likely. Some people hear she starts and be like, whoa. She said less likely to get married. Now, I wouldn't just lock on married. I would say less likely to be in a successful relationship, because I don't think it's really about married. I don't think it's married alone, right? But people, she said less likely. She never said, here's why attractive women will never get married. So it follows then that there are a lot of attractive women who are getting married, right? But then the married thing is a bit of a distraction from the central point. She said, I think it would have been more useful if she said attractive women are less likely to sustain successful relationship or to be in a long, successful relationship. I think that would have been more accurate. But the key thing I wanted to pay attention, she said less likely. Let's go.
In order for a marriage to work, you need to be incredibly forgiving and show a lot of compromise.
In order for a marriage to work, you need to be incredibly forgiving and show a lot of compromise. People, you see people out there with successful relationships and whatever and things like that, 10, 15, 20 years. People, it not just atmosphere. Enough things them go through. You know, if you know all of them business or whatever, but somehow I think love conquers all of, not a backside. Well, if the love is, you know, if the love is about being, you know, incredibly forgiving and engaging in compromise, she's saying that is what is required for marriage work. She ain't telling no lies there. She is not telling any lies there. Come on, class, we're there. Go on.
Now, because attractive women are surrounded by men who are constantly making them promises, whenever her partner's behavior is fallible, she...
Attractive woman constantly surrounded by men making them promises. And whenever her partner, you know, start, you know, look a problem come up in the relationship, what she believes
that she doesn't have to put up with this because there's men willing to give her everything that she's ever asked for.
She believes she don't have to put up with this because there are men out there who are willing to give her everything when she ever asks her. And this is, I have friends. Not care me chat to them in this position and whatever and thing like I have friends who are really attractive, considered pretty and attractive and whatever. And they have these relationships that they've been in and whatever. And when the relationship them get a little bit rough or thing like that and whatever, you always hear them say it. I don't know why I have to put up with this, you know how much man I look me. you know much man this and that and whatever. And I came and tell him, say, listen, if you keep that mentality in your, if you maintain that mentality, that as soon as problem come in a relationship, you think about the options them out there that are problem free, you will never make a relationship work. And then she hear what she say right after this, because the woman them believe, say, true man out there, I give them, willing to give them everything that them want. But then right after that, she say, which is not true, but which is a separate issue, but she not going at that now. But which is not true, right? Yeah, when you know the mingle of the precare and thing, and a man I go say, I give everything when you want or whatever. It sound attractive and it look good and whatever. You understand? But them man they who say them I give everything when them want, them usually end up not give everything when them want. Unless them pop down and stay bad and whatever and frighten the fear. Which you not gonna respect him and love him anyway. So you still not gonna happy. But anyway, go on.
To give her everything that she's ever asked for, even though it's not true. And as a result,
she say, even though it's not true, right.
She becomes less tolerant and compromising and more likely to walk away every time things are becoming difficult.
She becomes less tolerant and compromising and more likely to walk away every time things become difficult. Can't tell you how many times I see people in that position. They got options, man. So them don't have to deal with this, and them just want, and people, this is not just women, This is not just women. She talk about woman now, but me a man like that too, The option people, the good-looking people, the cute people, the hot people, the people, good-looking or whatever, are them have that something that where people ever look them. A lot of them can't maintain a relationship. A lot of them don't have what it takes to maintain a relationship. And a lot of them are so arrogant and entitled with it too. Some are not arrogant and entitled. It's just a matter of fact thing for them. It's like, oh, we're having a difficult time now, but I don't need to do this. I can be having a nice time with somebody else. So that's the first reason. Now the second reason connected to the first, okay? But here we go.
Second reason is throughout the course of a marriage, they tend to desire their woman less and less.
Throughout the course of their marriage, men tend to desire their woman less and less. And I see some people like, that's not true. I love my wife just the same as I love her before, and our love has gotten stronger and things like that and whatever. That is not the point that she's making. And I think some people miss this point. Because you do have people whose relationship have gotten stronger. But again, to tie into the first point, the reason why the relationship have gotten stronger is because they fought through the tough times. Duh! Right? They held each other. They were strong when one was strong when the other one was weak. The other get strong when the one was weak. The two of them did weak in one situation and them hold on them one another and go through it same way. Right? I was watching a Tyler Perry movie one time and one of the characters said, listen, I'm not always in love with my wife. But it's my wife and I love my wife. People go through them things. That made the relationship strong. What she's referring to here is that desirability thing and the attention thing. People who are good looking, women in general appreciate attention, acknowledgement, and being appreciated and things. They do. But you see, if a woman is one-dimensional primarily, you see, if that woman is pretty and attractive, and our life for the most part has been like whatever benefit has come, that is our strong point, our prettiness and our attractiveness, or even our sex, and she focus on that. You want a woman who know how to maintain a relationship, you go there with a woman like that. If you want to guarantee, say, your relationship now gonna work, Go there with a woman who it's all about her prettiness and her attractiveness, and her attitude is, well, I know you want this. A whole heap of people want this, and you can take care of me for this or whatever, because I'm gonna stay pretty and attractive for you, and I'm gonna give you good sex and whatever, this and that. It's almost guarantee a relationship not gonna work. What else she have to work with when problem come about? How that person they gonna uplift you? Right? And then now the man them who usually have the resources where a woman like that, a one-dimensional woman like that, I go appreciate. The man them where them usually end up there with now, the very reason why she go there with them man them, whatever resources him have or whatever, other women see it too. So the man that type of man I have options too, because usually them one-dimensional woman them now, they want to look at idiot man, the broke pocket man or whatever, and all them something. They want to man about what them deserve and what them supposed to get and all these things and whatever, this and that, you understand? But what she's saying here is that when you're in a relationship, not care how sexy you is, don't care how sexy you is and whatever you time. For the most part, after a while, it just doesn't have the same appeal like it did at the beginning. That's just human. The novelty wears off, right? That's going to happen. And if when that happen now and the man frightened feel like when they just meet you, or so into you and want sex you have every day like when they just meet you, or him depend him grind or him a work hard or whatever, and him in this practical thing now. I have friends, and them used to this thing about, no man, she can't just stay a woman. The worst thing I can do is go get a pretty woman and tell her if you just sit down a yard and do nothing or whatever. Because after a while, you are going in your grind and whatever, and the predictability are going dead. It are going to cycle out. This is nothing new. All relationship and thing, and they start out exciting and whatever, and think it must die down a little bit, right? Don't nobody tell us that, no, we are what, we feel the same way as when we just meet. Lies, right? We're talking about years, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years or 6 years. After a while, after the veneer of the excitement wears off and thing, then reality kicks in, and then you're going to say, okay, make we see what this relationship is made of, because only then you're going to find out if you have the ingredients to continue a union. It's just a natural thing. It don't mean that you even... Well, when you just get a new car, we're just into the new car and whatever and thing like that, and after 2 years, we still appreciate it, we still wash it, we still this and that, but we're not relating to the new car the same way. The same thing with clothes, the same thing with shoes, the same thing with a nice pen. It kind of, you may have a nice blouse or a top or a shirt. You like, man, I give it a shirt and a sweatshirt, and I don't tear up, you keep it and whatever. Boom, 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 boom. Loyalty right through and whatever. But it is still not the same when you just get it. And what she's saying here, when some women go through that inevitable phase, they're so addicted. Even their security is so hinged on that attention and thing and that adulation and whatever. I post this thing on Instagram, and some woman, I was surprised how many women admitted it. Several some friends of mine, Corey or whatever, said, that's me. Yeah, I'm like that or whatever. And I was just like, wow, that's kind of, I really respect them for that. But you have women who, they need that. It's like a drug. You must be all over me. But what is really going on there? They're saying, this is my strong point. This is my security. This is how I know that the relationship is secure. When you're relating to me like that. You're not relating to me like that anymore. I am insecure now. I don't feel good and whatever. And they phrase it. The man don't know if he treat woman and thing. The man don't know if he this and that and whatever. The man don't know if he so and whatever. And him used to this and that and him a do it less now. Yeah. When man I look, you gonna carry go enough dinner. After we there with you, after a while or whatever, we're not going to so many dinner. We have got so much dinner for when we did I look you. But some woman say, no, you must still carry me go enough dinner. Problem woman them there. Mark, you know, if a man go time wait for court you and get you and all them something after him get you whatever, it's just like a 180 and whatever. Of course you have cause to be concerned. And if the man ignore you and not take you for granted in the relationship when he wasn't like that before, but it's really bad now or whatever, of course one can understand how you're going to get distracted and start looking for options and things like that, okay? But you have some of these women who, these entitled nowadays, woman who just think say, nah, me are good as, you're supposed to keep it up. And if you don't keep it up, then, you know, something wrong with you or whatever, you know?
Now, attractive women, they find...
What? Yeah, well on there. I could shut it back again and then we'll go to your phone line. You know, I could just take it from the top and... Oh, no, I could just finish that part. You know? Class, we're there at school.
Reason is throughout the course of a marriage they tend to desire their woman less and less. Now, attractive women, they find this transition very difficult to deal with because they're surrounded.
Attractive women find this transition, it's an inevitable transition, they find it difficult to deal with, right?
Because they're surrounded by men who are almost tripping over themselves to tell her how beautiful she is. When she's with a man,
they're surrounded by men who are always tripping over themselves to tell her how beautiful she is. You see, if you have a woman who, I have a friend, you know, him show me a video one time, right? One time him show me a video where him woman post on the beach, you know? And you see her set up her phone. She come out of the water, set up the phone for sure, or she'll wash off the salt water, and then she go out of the water and she'll wash off and she'll bend over and go on with her little woman something them, you know. I bend over and I rub down her, and then she look back on the phone, you know, make sure it's the phone and then she did this and that and she'll go on and she wash off and thing and she'll wash off and maybe she turn round and she bend over and you get a glimpse of the fatness when she bend over and I kind of know when woman bend over, you know, you're just something there, you know, man, and you see the good just nestle right between the jaw them and thing, and goody just raise up her foot and she wash off and thing, and mama just flash back here, you know, she do mama flash back here and do that, you know, the hand up something there and arch the back, and me watch her bumble sorry, me watch me watch her, you know. Somebody said to him, say, big man, she post this online, him say, hey. Someone says, dog, women way more self-aware than men, you know. Way more self-aware of them appearance and them presentation than man, you know. Me say a woman who put this online, you know, is a woman who want attention. Right? Even when she said, boy, I can't take them money, I know, you can't even post a video and them are going, so don't pay that to mine. Every woman know each piece of thing where she put on her body and present to the public what impact it will have. Me, I tell you that. Every woman know which hairstyle man see them more with. Every woman know which dress man see them more with. Every woman know when clothes set on them, what reaction it going to get out there. Woman know which clothes to wear for nobody no bother them. Woman know which clothes to wear for man call to them. All when them not give them man, them not notice them just want a little attention for feel good and whatever. Every woman, them not know which earring or them know which makeup, but every woman know that. So you see when she put that video there, her man, she want attention, she want from a man and whatever this and that. So you see if you there with that woman who is so focused on getting attention and when she can put video up this and that for man up in her inbox and whatever this and that. If she want man up in her inbox, eventually she can have man up in her inbox. You see me? Alright, so don't fool yourself. And she go tell about, no, I just them look a video them and thing and nothing and whatever. I don't even pay the man them the mind and whatever. Like seriously, don't fool yourself. Make she do what she want to do, you know. But I tell you, say don't fool yourself.
Man who slowly is becoming indifferent to her appearance, she finds this very difficult to put up with. Now,
well, I know. Let me just bring over about this and whatever. Yeah, that did. Wait. This. Oh yeah. Here we go.
attractive women, they find this transition very difficult to deal with because they're surrounded by men who are almost tripping over themselves to tell her how beautiful she is. When she's with a man who slowly is becoming indifferent to her appearance, she finds this very difficult to put up with. So instead of accepting that this is a natural process, she'll simply replace the man to receive the same validation that she's used to receive.
So instead of just accepting that this is a natural process, she will eventually replace the man to receive the same validation that she's used to receiving.
All the time, and as a result, she's less likely to settle down.
And as a result, she's less likely to settle down. And people believe it or not, you know. Some of these women who are like this, are them quick to tell you, oh, man not strong again, you know, and man can't angle me, and man can't this and that and whatever and thing and whatever. And I just drop back and more time I pray, because some of them are my friend, you know. Some of them are my friend, and me just listen to them and I say, John, you know, them just blame man all the time, and it's just this never-ending cycle with them, you know. Anyway, all right, so that was class, right? This one thing. Class a little longer today. It's all good, but that is what I'm here to do, right? I'm here to provoke and educate and inspire two at times, and present some subject that could be useful to you in some ways. But I'm interested to get your reactions from all that has been said thus far. Okay. If you're calling from the United States or Canada, the numbers are right there on the screen. That number is 585-596-0606, 585-596-0606, 585-596-0606, 595-596-0606. If you're outside the United States or Canada and you want to use WhatsApp to call, you're going to use the 929 number. So if you're calling the show to talk on air through WhatsApp, you want to use the 929 number. Alrighty. And that is 929-400-1249. 929-400-1249. Hold on, what's going on here? Come on. Oh boy. Okay. All right, so the phone lines are up. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can deal with this thing. Boom, boom, boom. What is going on here? Oh, I guess it did move. I don't know. All right, let's see. All right. Oh boy. Man, let's leave this stuff for now. Yeah, man. Done the show. Let me see what I got. Yeah, man. 4 line open. Send on. While I go and try to fix this thing. try to do it now. Yeah. Oh, that worked. Mm. Whoops. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 585-596-0. Check, check. Check, check. 585-596-0606-929-400-1249. All right. What say you for the thing that I've been talking about? Whether the scamming thing, the video where we just watch, whatever the case may be, give me the card right now and make we hear what you say. Okay. Mm. Pum, 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 pum. Okay. All right. Oh, Melissa, you just have one. Well, several topics still in but my video did play and phone line just what me right now. We did their school, isn't it? We did their class, you understand? Usual thing. Alright. While I wait for the calls, including the ones who on the have a style when the show had done at that time, the whole of the call them are coming, but let me just dismiss this. I want to show you something while that bring this thing up and see. Let me see if it shows. All right. While I wait for call, I'm going to show you something. Hold on. Think about that. Okay. So all right. So people going to Ghana in September. There are about almost 30 people who, well, no, more than 30, not 30 little bit, who have expressed interest to go. But, about 15 people have already like committed financially, right? Like them definitely I go. Right? But of the 15 who have committed already, 9 of those people they have bought tickets outside of New York City, right? So this is business for me, right? But it's not business with the flight, and it's not business to be predatory with you in any way. So what it is that you have one person who, she's going to use her points and fly up to New York and go on the flight with us because people want to go on the actual flight that is bringing the group over because that's going to be fun. Obviously, if we like, everybody there and things like that. So that is part of the experience, the flight itself, And I like that because then we can check in pound on the plane and whatever and all them something. We have fun and them something. It's going to be 10 hours and 40 minutes, or it's a 10 hours and 40, 50 minutes. That's almost 11 hours of flight or whatever. We're going to be in a plane for a while. But outside of that one person, everybody else who is coming from other cities, and I made it known to them that it most of the time, not all the time, it's going to be cheaper for them to just buy a ticket from their city to go to Ghana on Delta, because Delta is the only airline that do direct flight to Ghana. And again, just by way of qualification, if you go to Air France or Virgin or KLM, the Dutch airlines, you will see that they have direct flight, but they're partnering with Delta. It's Delta really who go there, all right? So when people are booking outside of New York City, it's best for them to book the tickets directly. And then when they're booking the tickets, they can see the connection and they can actually come on the same flight that we are going on. So, because this is confusing a few people, right? It's cheaper than you paying me to go on this flight at the group rate, which is cheaper, I know, and then buying a separate ticket from your city to come to New York first and then go up on the group thing. If you buy a ticket from there, and then once you buy a ticket there, they're going to connect you to this flight. You see the option where it connect you to this flight. Then fine, boom, right? It's cheaper, right? That's why I'm going to tell someone to do it the cheaper way. I don't want to take on the money when I don't need to take on the money, right? But because even if I do it, even if we book it that way or whatever, there's no profit there for me. I just want to know that. On the flight, there's nothing like that. Anyway, but what I see happening thus far is that the people who are booking out of the city, is more than the people who are booking from New York City, the direct flight from New York City. The most important thing is to get there. And if you can get there by booking a ticket from your city, Florida, San Fran, LA, Charlotte, even Baltimore, Maryland, if you can book your ticket from there and just connect on our flight, then the whole way a flight together anyway. All right, but I'm going to show you something now while you're booking your ticket that is causing a little confusion out there. So I'm just going to show it to you now so that you know what going. I think it's here. Okay, all right. So let me bring over this. All right. Let me see if we know. When I see. So if you go on Delta, right? Say you go on Delta. All right, this is JFK, but let me put in some city. Let me put in say Fort Lauderdale, right? Let me put in Maryland, right? Maryland. All right, see it? Baltimore, Maryland, come up, bam. So the B way is for Baltimore, Maryland. The ACC is for Accra, Ghana. We're leaving on September 10th. We're coming back the 18th. In this case, you see one passenger here. You click search. Right? So let me explain to you some of what cause problem and confusion for someone now. So it's doing its thing. It's going to show you the outbound flight. I'm waiting on it. All right. Oh, wait a second here. Oh, that's not good. There was a problem processing. Let's try this again. Sometimes when you see them something there, you know, people, is like interesting things are happening with the flight, you know? So let's try it again. First, me see it do that. We could try another city. Dap, 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 dap. I'm waiting, 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 waiting. Yeah, usually it doesn't take this long. Let's be patient. 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 All right. If not, I'll try another city because it's probably something to do with B-Way. Okay, here we go. Nice. Okay. Scroll down. All right. So this is from Maryland, right? And if you see here, it's a B-Way. And if you see right here, so it's a JFK. And you see it's a 8 hour and 59 minutes, 9 hours. So they would get a flight at 6 a.m., arrive at JFK 7 a.m., and they will have to wait, 9 hours to get the flight that we are on, which leaves at 4:20, right? And if you come down here, you see the second option to leave at 7 a.m. But, the 7 a.m. over here is what we'll get into Accra. And you see down here, Wednesday the 11th of September. There's a 7 a.m. option from B-Way, but in my opinion, you wouldn't want to do that because you're going to fly from Maryland, go down to Atlanta, then fly from Atlanta back to JFK. So you have 2 connecting flights before you get over to the Accra flight. So this would, whatever. Okay. This is the thing right now. I'm going to tell you what I'm about to show you. Did get knocked with it. But let's say we just look on that one here, right? Whichever city you're coming from, you're going to see these. Basic. If you click basic, if you see it's a 1,476 round trip. If you click basic, it gives you this thing, right? So this is the first thing. Basic gives you seat assigned after checking. Non-changeable. You cancel for a charge. You're the last to board. Ineligible for upgrades. No miles earned. Check first bag free. Right? Over here, so you can pick your seat. You see over here, says a non-changeable. You can cancel for full e-credit. No change fee. You board before basic economy, right? So, but you see, again, the price change from 1,476 to 1,656. But let's say you stay with basic, right? You click accept restrictions, right? And then you go on here and suck at them and try beat you with the upsell and you say continue with basic. When you come over here, so now, basic sold out over here. Your only option is to fly main cabin. And what you saw, remember, before you did say 1,400 and something return. By the time you reach over here, so it's 2,800 return. So you don't want to look on the first page and think that is the return fare because this is the flight we're coming back on. The 1,400 and something is based on basic here. So we're gonna go back now, we're gonna pick the main cabin, and we're gonna do the main cabin and you're gonna see the thing again where I confuse people. If you look on the first page and think that that is a full return fare, you're going to be in for an unpleasant surprise. So let's say you go main cabin, which is where the tickets that I have for you are based on, right? So some of you may say 1,656 main cabin here, for example, right? Well, let me bring it down so they can see it. Yeah, right? 1,656 main cabin here, right? And you see under it, it's a round trip. Round trip. And you go so bam and you go click that now. Right away, them I say, you see the 1,656, you can juggle with that. Or you can jump to 2,200 and add to get it refundable. So you never, I say you now take a bait now and you say, it's right to the gone up. What? Right? So you look on like a good almost $600. So you go with the 1,656 we use it for return first. Because I'm showing you this, because this is what me I work with too, you know. Me I tell you, it's the same money. The only benefit you get with me is that you can pay for it over time after I hold the slot. But it's first come, first serve for the slot. So I'm just explain this to you. So you go, so boom, and you click continue. 1,656 return. Right? So you go so down, boom, you know, and you go over now. 1,656 return. But look here. Look here. The return is 2,083 for the flight where we are come back. This is the flight where we are come back on. 2,083. Right? Now, the 1,656, what them say for return, it's there, you know. But you go down, I could go down and let me see my finding. 1,006. And you go see how much connect that a connect can. See it, yeah? You see this is the lowest fare? 1,656. But look on the flight. It's leaving Accra. Then it's going to Amsterdam. It's not the direct flight that we'll be on. But the point I'm making is this part you only see it after you click in and go over. So the fear when I'm showing you first and I said this is return. Almost always is not the flight we are returning on. But feel free to return upon this if you want. Right? But all you're going to do is you're going to deduct 1,700 from the total amount that you would have paid for the trip, which is 3,960. Right? But so if you want to go on a different flight and thing and whatever, Bamson. What I'm telling you, what I was explaining to some of you is, I could have picked some of these connecting flights to Amsterdam. Amsterdam is through KLM, is a for them route that and all these things, right? I could have picked those. Me tell you no, the direct flight I picked from New York is because I'm avoiding those international connections, which can be a nightmare, right? So, just to give you a sense of what's going on. So you see where somebody appear from a separate airport, right? If we put in go back over here, so I'm going to show you the New York, go back here, so I'm going to show you the New York trip, so I have an idea, because sometimes, you know, that's still showing Baltimore. I'm going to go back to just set it there. So go up here, so change that, I'm going to put JFK. Right, which is where the flight I leave from, JFK, right? So it's the same thing, JFK to Accra, September 10, right? And September 18, boom, search, right? All right, so this is the flight we are going on. This is the flight that is in my group booking. But even though we are leaving from JFK, our flight is a little more expensive than people who are flying from other cities. Now, some people are seeing that and be like, but the flight straight from JFK must be cheaper than the ticket where we are booked from San Francisco, Miami, or whatever. People, these are airlines. It's based on demand. So you see, them have basic, yeah, so. Remember that was 1,006 something? This has start from 1,762. And it's a shorter distance. This is the direct flight from JFK to Accra, whichever with other people them are going to connect one. Right? So basic don't ever come under my thing or whatever, right? So the trip when I go upon is main. When you can't have on a two and luggage, yeah, travel go Ghana and whatever, this and that and whatever. But again, you have some people who, they're okay with it, so them pick basic. But even if you pick basic, right? Let's see what basic is with the outbound flight. You see, it's a round trip, but this is round trip for a specific return flight. But let's see what round trip is for the flight where we are come back. So even if you go on that trip, we go, so boom. If I try get it around there, let's say we accept that and we'll continue with basic. All right. Like we see white giveaway now, boom, sold out. 1,918. You have to come back main cabin anyway, all right? But even if we go, so bam, now we'll go back so now and go back and pick main cabin from the get-go, 1,867. You see, it's a round trip, but you can't look on this and go say, this are the round trip fare. I'm going to be honest with you. When we just start with the booking, I made this mistake with somebody. And then I have a link her back and say, I'm sure I'm just carry her through the details. And she said, Raga, I understand everything. I see it. And I see what you say. And then I have to show up on the other side. So, me, for example, well, no, I tell you her business, but she was booking, she did a book up here, so, right? Hold on, let me show you. Yeah. All right. So, this is basic. This is main cabin. Somebody, no name need for mention, she was booking this. And me see this as a round trip. Someone just tell her exactly what it was. Right? So this is a 3,117 round trip. For main cabin, this is a 1,876 round trip, right? But if we do main cabin first, 1,876, ignore the refundable option, go on with the 1,876. You see what main cabin is? From New York, 2,243. So if me go tell some, go look on just the first page now, I'm going to tell somebody, say, oh, the return is 1,876. I would be wrong. It's 2,243. It doesn't mean the 1,876 is there. It's there, but you see this is a non-stop right here, so? If you go down to the 1,876, let's find it. We don't ever see it. See it there? We don't ever. Well, oh boy. This are the. Oh, this is main. Okay, this is a main. 1,806 lowest fare, right? This is if you go back premium select. So if you pick premium select for the outbound, so you pick premium select 3,117. But you go 3,500 for the refundable option. If you come over here, so 3,418. So you cannot look on the first page. You pick the flight where we are flying on and look on the first page and think that is a return fare, because the flight we are returning on, it's this 9 a.m. non-stop. You see, say the only non-stop. You see it? Non-stop. Look down here, so yeah, connect Amsterdam, connect Amsterdam, connect Amsterdam, connect Amsterdam, connect Amsterdam, okay? And if you book any other airline, you go on Travelocity or Expedia or whatever, be a connecting flight. But we have picked the connect, the non-stop option. I go with the non-stop option because it is more convenient and less likely to result in some of the nightmare scenarios that can emerge when you're connecting internationally in a foreign country, far away. I mean, I knock nobody. Worse if it's a country where I have all kind of rules and things where you're not used to. I mean, I not a country, but I'm just saying, you have some countries, them and they like a little Muslim order and so forth and thing. But if you want to ride with them, you ride with them. So Turkey has a flight there, but it connects in Istanbul, Turkey. Morocco has a flight, but it connects in Casablanca in Morocco. And but then you have American Airlines who connect in Heathrow, with British Airways. You have and other airlines, and things like that. All right. So I hope. Oh, so the point from all of these people is to understand some of the dynamics with the booking, and also to appreciate that people are booking their flights, only their flights, outside of the trip. Okay? Okay, let me take care of this before. Next thing you know, I'm going to put an email with my business and all them something they up and Java me here with a quick and fast sell. She and whatever, then go say quick, and see what enough is see, And Christina and Java me them not miss nothing. So that is the point I'm trying to tell you. Like, I don't put out any promotion yet and thing. And what I'm saying is 15 seat gone already. That is not who said them are going, Who said them are going is 30 little bit. Right? But 15 seat lock already. 9 from people who book from other cities. And 6 from people who send in them deposit. Them $2,000 deposit. Now, the people who book from other cities, keep in mind, those people bought their tickets straight because they don't have the privilege, to pay over time with the group rate and the group thing that I have. So if you're booking from a city outside and you want to do that, go that route, you have to pay your fare up front. So those 9 people, them pay them fare already. Them ticket buy flat out and thing. But again, there are people coming from all over booking their tickets from those cities and them buy them ticket because they can. And that means they're taking up seats. When I was envisioning this trip, I thought like 10, 15 people will go or whatever. In fact, when I was reserving the 10 slots, I was like, they were like, what do you want, 10, 20? I was like 10. Me not put out a promotion yet. Right? 6 of my slot gone already. Right? A gentleman, him just sent in, him and him lay the thing. Send, organize him things, send in, and whatever. All right. There's a couple, she, they took care of, she took care of she and her husband thing. And then there was somebody who's a good friend of them. Again, no name need for mention. She was just like, yo, I want my slot locking, I want to depend that plane the way you are going and things. So arrangements were made, and them take care. So for them slot locking, right? So that's why I call several of you this morning, I call and just tell them, say, I made the deadline for the $2,000 deposit to be the end of April. But this thing is taking up thing or whatever. This thing I pick up steam, in terms of the slot them and me have and people who are booked from other cities. So I don't want anybody come say, but Raga, why you never tell us say so and so and so and so and so. Regardless, you can't get there, Don't believe so you can't get left out of the trip because I come into your call, I come into you. There is no limit to the people who can be on the trip. The logistical stuff here is the flight and who wants to be on the Tampa Airways flight, right? We call it the Delta flight, the Tampa Airways flight. That's one. Two, the non-stop from New York flight. Three, the group rate flight where you pay overtime, you have that convenience. Okay? And if you're gonna fly with the group and have fun with the group. But if you want to buy a connecting ticket where you connect one or two or whatever, you don't mind, that's cool. Again, if you do that, just deduct 1,700 from the 3,960 and you pay the balance, which I think is 2,220, something along those lines. 2,000, I have it written here somewhere, okay? And that would cover your hotel and that would cover your activities in Ghana. Okay? But again, the seat them a scoop up. When I look at it, there are seats there. But at the rate that it's going, I wouldn't be surprised if more people come in and buy them ticket and thing and whatever, and then the flight might be full. Or Delta may say, no, we sold so many tickets already, we have to save that space or raise the fare, which they might do, supply and demand. Hello, caller, Wagwan.
Ragawan.
Me there, what you say?
But I just link about an opportunity for a few individuals to go to the trip. I just wanted to get an idea of where can I send that information to them, because the people are hound me to find out more information about the trip.
Right.
Can I direct them? And should I give them your direct line? I'm just trying to figure out, because I have 3 to 6 individuals who have called me, and I don't have the information to relate to them.
3 to 6. Okay, good. The website is being put up. I'm not good at this stuff, so I'm getting somebody to do it and to do it the right way. And again, you're another example that the demand is bigger than I anticipated, and I'm adjusting accordingly. That being said, if you were one of them who sent me an email, were you the one who sent me an email with a bunch of questions?
Yes, that's me, yes.
All right. Yes. I have that information. I sent that information to the guy in Jamaica doing the website. So I will just give you that email and then you can forward it to them.
All right, that would be great.
But you say you have 3 to 6 people who want to come on it.
Them call me every day and ask me what to still know. But
right.
No, I don't have the information to relate to them. See?
Right.
So just wait till I find out.
It was your email who asked this pointed like this and that, how much, what the activities and them, something like that. Was it your email?
Yeah, man, I mean that one.
All right, cool. Is it something like it I say, I'm not telling about your email, but like it I say AS boy or something like so?
No, man, it's start with a D. A famous cricketer. That's my email address.
Start with you can't just tell with the first part. Nobody now go home, you know.
A Dujan, man.
Dujan. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, Jeffrey Dujan. And young people don't know Jeffrey, you know. No, man, I gotta make sure I send that information to you, yeah? So you can send it after them and thing.
That's the man my car me there, so I'm not just telling man them say, dog, I don't know him. I have to wait, you understand?
Listen, I may have to do this trip twice a year.
Okay.
I may have to do this trip twice a year. Right?
No, let me ask. Not to interrupt. Let me ask you a question now, right? In regards to the trip itself.
Yeah.
Number one, what is the motivation to have this trip? Because I like to relay a story to the individuals who are asking me questions. I think sometimes people have the mindset that it's just you just go there for a vacation,
mm-hmm.
but there's going to be historical content that's being brought with the trip as well, right? We can learn, because I'm assuming, but I don't want to make any assumption until I hear from you directly.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. I call it a learncation. In fact, the trip is called Ragashanti Ghana Learncation.
Okay.
So the idea is that you are going on a vacation, but you're going to be learning something. So that is the first thing to understand. The second thing to understand is that um, there's been an increased and positive interest in Africa amongst us as people, like the Caribbean, Jamaica, and so forth. It was almost, as you know, if you know Jeffrey Dujan, you didn't know, say, it always dead among certain people, Rasta and certain people. But it has
Mm.
broadened, for people who are not Rasta and who don't want to be Rasta. And people are now, they have a healthier view of Africa. So people are interested in different aspects of Africa. The young people more so with the singers who have gotten so popular from Afrobeat and whatever. But the older people like my group or whatever, they're more interested in learning some stuff there. Which goes to the third point. I think the best gateway, not surprisingly, most people listen to me are Jamaicans, right? Or affiliated with Jamaica in some way, right? So, to the extent that you have a broad interest in Africa amongst black folks from all over the world, including in the United States, Jamaica is no exception. But I think the best entrance to Africa for Jamaicans or people of Jamaican descent is Ghana. For the obvious reason that most of us are descended from, Ghanaian people, and their cultural similarities, cultural parallels abound. So it is a wonderful opportunity to not only connect with aspects of our history, but to also experience firsthand that profound cultural connection with our Ghanaian brothers and sisters, which, in my opinion, will just in a root way, explain who we are and why we are the way we are. When you go there and you experience it, you will feel it. I have felt it. Pretty much everybody who has gone to Ghana, they said the same thing. Like, just Ghana is just that special thing for Jamaican. With respect to that very poignant part of our history, the enslavement of our ancestors, we are also going to go through several activities that are going to explain to people and show people where they were, where they brought them, where they took them, where they went, and all of that. And that to me is an experience like, everybody who has done it, they never forget it. It means a lot to them. It gives meaning to their lives. It helps them not to take things for granted that we have now. Part of the reason why I live with purpose. Part of the reason why I am thankful for even a toilet paper when I hear me talk about it all a while, or I am thankful that more time I lay down and I watch NCIS or whatever. There are people who made the most incredible sacrifices for we to enjoy this thing here right right? Right? Part of
Mm.
the reason I'm a responsible father is when me go over there and me see where our ancestors go through, and you walk through the dungeon them where them keep them, and you see which part them capture them and wash them off before them go put them on the ship through the door of no return. It gives me a sense of history that helps to define my purpose and helps me to feel grateful for those who went before me and sacrificed, and to know that so millions went through and just decide say them not gonna live under them condition and them jump off of the ship and kill themselves, to know that many were murdered and thing and whatever, many just never survived, and to know that we are the children of the ones who survived over 400 years. It gives me a whole different sense of being, of gratitude to that, of anger. I'm pissed off that they went through that, but positions me in a place where I can better appreciate what I have right now and where I am right now, down to probably, one little piece of paper. I am very thankful, right? So that is what people can potentially get from it. Okay, so that is the part where the learning comes in. That being said, um, this is personal what I'm about to tell, but sometimes people relationship to Africa is that it has to be serious, you know, it must be this super serious thing, and it doesn't have to be. Africa is a fun place too. Ghana is a fun place too. So we're going to have fun. Ghanaian people are funny. They're intelligent and bright and they're witty and they do fun things and there's a lot to learn too. So that's the cation part. So it's a learn-cation, but that's it. So we'll be going to the beaches. We'll be going to party. I have some older people say, "Raga, I'm not going to go to the party. And I probably stay at the hotel, or if you could arrange for me to go to someone." So I'm like, fine, I got you. But we're going to have fun too. And then from a raga yapa, we joke and run and all these things and whatever. So you don't know. See, does that kind of explain? Not kind of. Did
Yeah,
that explain, like, give you a context for the trip?
yes, it definitely brought clarification.
Right.
And it's also an airy feeling to know that, that the opportunity is going to be there to where you can experience. I think I had very similarities when I went to a plantation in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
It opened my eyes to see the the I'm trying to put this in a context where it's like it makes, I don't know, it's hard to explain because it's like it touches your root deep. You understand?
Yeah.
So when I went there, it was like an out of body experience. See?
Yeah.
And I had every emotion that arose from that trip because it was like anger, regret for all the things that I have done, not adhering to what the ancestors have done, their sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? So they brought up every emotion that's in my being.
Right.
So
Right.
I look forward to this opportunity, and thank you for putting this together.
You're most welcome, sir. You're most welcome.
I'm,
You're most welcome.
I'm looking forward to the emails still.
All right. No, man. I'm going to say that, man. Don't worry yourself. See it?
Yeah, man. Protection. Yeah, man. General.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Strength and guidance, man. Cool.
Bless up. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and to the people who bought, who have bought, and your tickets, from cities outside of New York, you still have to send me a commitment deposit, by April, right? Because me know you buy your ticket because you tell me. And somehow is me telling us, no, don't buy a ticket through me. Buy a ticket separate because it's going to be cheaper. But just on record, in terms of, at the beginning of the show, I tell people I send things to me from Ghana or whatever. We just need to know some have a deposit from, or the balance and thing or whatever. So I can have my room count and all these things and just know if me forget, what size bus me I forget. There's a whole bunch of things where me have to do at the back end, Me have to know if me gonna need 2 bus, depending on where we are going. And, so we just need you to still sending either your balance or the deposit by the end of April. So that when I go to Ghana in May, I can say, boom, deal with this, deal with that, deal with this, deal with that, okay? That is that. Anything else? Anything else? The numbers are there. Can work on a Ragashanti page. So could we not have rented a plane based on the amount of people? Would it have been cheaper or a thing? Yes, that is possible, but it's a certain amount you have to have. Okay, and you would do it through the airline. The airline, they do those things, whatever. But I'm being honest when I tell you I didn't anticipate this reaction. Uh, I didn't anticipate so many people. I thought it would be like 10, 15, 20. Like I tell you, about 30 odd people already, and I'll adjust, I'll adjust. Don't worry, there won't be any problem there. It's just Once me know the numbers, me know the numbers. Is it going to get a case where we have like 200 people by the end of the year? I doubt it. Is it possible to have a trip with 200 people next year? It's possible. And then when it get on a level of, yeah, I'll expand the activities, I'm no fool. I'm a businessman too, So if and I want, people to have the best experience. So if I'm in those realms, like 100, 150, 200, the airline I'm have to talk to me. I said, come up with a charter thing or whatever, make it cheaper, or I don't really know the logistics there because a lot of these things are informed by law too, international law too, and so forth, and agency regulation as it pertains to the FAA and all these things. So there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on there, but I know it's an option. But you get those numbers and whatever, I'm calling the Ghanaian government. See, can we have the president come talk to us or the minister of so and so? And can we have some accommodations or whatever? Yeah, that would be my job to negotiate those type of things and whatever if it gets on that level. And people think big. Think big. I am thinking big. I should have been thinking bigger, but don't think for a second that when I see something happening, I'm not adjusting. I am adjusting, and so if I see the potential for this thing, it's such and whatever, then rest assured I'm gonna make it happen and enjoy making it happen. I love this sort of thing. People, it is my greatest joy. Honestly, it is my greatest joy to be journeying in knowledge and fun with fellow Jamaicans with something like this that I know you will appreciate, and it will make you better people, better persons, and you'll feel good that you did this. I'm going to feel good that, hey, I put that together, and people are empowered and people are enriched. My Jamaican brothers and sisters feel good. They learn something, they're angry at this or upset at what had happened to her or whatever. And at the same time they appreciate, the capacity that was manifested to overcome, all of that. And that, a big part of this, it's an opportunity for you to be it's an opportunity for you to have, to just increase your gratitude, and your thankfulness for what you have right now, is an opportunity to put what you have now in context, whereby you can say, why, give thanks, give thanks to that penny, I give thanks to the pencil, I give thanks to my laugh today, I give thanks I'm not hungry, right? When you see what people went through before that led to you being here, when I look at racist that I come and tell you about, oh, black people should be grateful that slavery wasn't all that bad, because you get to live in the greatest country in the world, and you're like, Mr. Man, go away from yourself with that, man, because you're going like you do with a favor. You're going like say people never make sacrifice to this, right? You're going like you do that for help with. You get bigger and rich out of this. And you're going like our people them, and if I never for our people them a fight and are dead for this. We wouldn't dare so right, because if it's up to you and your people them before, we would have the same thing where we in a right, A guy can't come to them with no foolishness. After I go to all a trip like this and thing. Now look at ye that can't come chat up to you and I tell them look at ye that thing and whatever. And I distort God. And I distort the church. And I come with some look at ye that men's tone. You see me? Because when I go on all a trip like this, I want to grounded and further solid. I want to think, I want to know, I want to see where people them go through before, and Well, that's what it is to me. That's why I'm not too argue with nobody when I see all a boy run up in mouth or whatever in the cars. I go out of my way. This was just my bucket list. So me did just go by myself. Right? It was just my bucket list. Save up my money years ago and go by myself. Right? And just love it and appreciate it. What it means for me in terms of identity and who I am and all these things. All right? Charm. Well, boy, charm. I know say you balance what you think you need for know and you're not gonna know a certain thing, you know. No, I mean your time off, you know. But you know, for rolling. But people, first come, first serve for the slots on the flight. On the particular flight. The Tamfam Airway flight. Yeah. First come, first serve. The people then put in their money and them lock the seat and lock the seat. Okay? But just remember, people that buy up the seat them from other cities. And people are lucky in the slot them. Oh, and remember to lock the slot for the cheaper fare from New York, from the group rate when me have here, it's $2,000 by the end of April. If you send $1,000, you haven't locked the slot. Because basically that can't buy your ticket yet, you know? Right? It has to be the $2,000 that lock the slot. Okay? Just to be clear. So if you send 1,000, even 1,005, you have not locked the slot. Right? I have my spreadsheet and everything organized and thing and whatever. And it's only, you know, people, you have, you know, about three, and people, if you can, just as much as you can, if you can get the $2,000 first, that's fine. If you can avoid sending part or whatever, if you feel you're gonna spend the money, if you keep it, then send it. But I have a very detailed spreadsheet. I follow everybody thing and what people contribute and what people send in at what time and date and thing like that. But it's better for me if you're sending the $2,000 when you can. So if you just hold your money and send in the $2,000 when you can, rather than sending $5,000 or $1,000 or so, I've accommodated some of you because we're cool and whatever and we know you and thing like that. But again, if you sent in $1,000, that not lock the slot. It's $2,000 for those of you coming on the flight. All right. Any other questions? Hold on. What this text over here? So say. Okay, I think this is a person who. All right, the scheduled dates for the trip. We leave here on September 10th and we get to Ghana on September the 11th. We leave Ghana on September 18th. And we return to the US on September 18th. So when we're leaving here, we arrive the next day. But when we're coming back, we arrive the same day. Eligibility criteria for participants. Anybody who wants to go on the trip can go on the trip. Okay? Anybody who wants to go on the trip can go on the trip. the maximum number of um this person is asking a bunch of questions. I mean, I don't think I mean, there is no maximum number of individuals who can be accommodated, but um, you probably don't want to be concerned about that. Well, I'm not sure why you be concerned about the maximum number to be accommodated, you know. That can be accommodated. Any specific travel restriction requirements, especially considering the current global health situation? They are not. You're required to have a yellow fever vaccine that you can get at any urgent care. So, but that's it. But that has always been there. I know that the vaccine politics is quite interesting. But that is a. I mean, Jamaica was a vaccination. I mean, it's a vaccine, right? But as I come, but you don't have to get any COVID vaccine or anything like that. No. The visas, you get the visas at the airport when you get there. So you have the option to go into a Ghanaian consulate and whatever, but people don't do that. They just get the visa when you get there. They stamp it and put it in your book. The cost involved is $3,960. That covers your airfare, that covers your hotel, and that covers breakfast. And when I go there in May, there is some other things that to be transparent that I'm trying to make to include with respect to food and things like that. But it's 3,960. Um, if you're there and you're going to someplace on your own, that's on you. If you want to go to a restaurant on your own, that's on you. But when you go to Cape Coast and thing, I'll cover that. That's covered in your fare and thing. Uh, uh, oh, a bossy this man. Bossy this. Okay, cool. Uh, pa, 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 pa. Let me see if anything. Okay, that's it. Oh yes, Ghana is visa free with Jamaican passport. But again, with your U.S. passport, you get it at the airport. But if you have a Jamaican passport, you don't have to get a visa. They will just let you in, you know? All right? What if Alistair Jamaica? What if while on the trip somebody find love and run off? Then more power to them. Affairs of the heart. Go do your thing. Yeah. All right. Go do your thing. If such is the case. All right. And um, and I'm really serious when I tell you that. You know, Ghanaians are very like we are very Ghanaian. So if you're already familiar with Jamaican culture, trust me, if there are differences. Mark you, there are differences. But if you're already familiar with the mannerisms of Jamaicans in relationship and what Jamaicans are attracted to and whatever this and that, then trust me, you're going to be totally at home with Ghanaians. I mean, as a red-blooded heterosexual man, I can tell you that there are some phenotypic differences, in the presentation of women. It's very similar to Jamaica, but there's some differences there. You could see some body type or whatever. There are some differences there. The body type that is common there, that is common, that is a standard and common there. It's very pronounced, and you will see it. I mean, I haven't been there in years, but I doubt it has changed much. I find Ghanaian women to be very attractive. But that's me. But what I find attractive is not necessarily what holds in a Western society. So, Ghanaian women have a kind of, them have a sturdiness and a strongness and a solidness about them. You just see a kind of powerful sexiness. And thing, so, but that's just my opinion. BM Raga, do you find that hookups often happen on your trips? I am not going to respond to that. I am not going to respond to that. I am not going to respond to that. Except to say, in the spirit of a Las Vegas vibe, which is someplace we'll go to at some point in the future under the Ragashanti Travel Club, what happens on the trip? Well, not, where we go, we're going to Cape Coast Castle, we're going to different places, so people are going to know about that, right? But I'll tell you this. If somebody come up to me and say, my husband was on the trip or my wife was on the trip and thing like, you didn't notice she attacked to so and so or whatever, you're not getting anything out of me. Nothing. Nothing. Because it's not my business or whatever. If I'm on if I'm on the trip and I see somebody from the trip walking on the beach, going down with Unkwefo, that is not my business, right? I don't be, that's not leaving me. Me not say nothing or whatever, right? If me say Trevor come on the trip and Trevor is frolicking with whoever, and that ain't my business. So you not get me talk about them something, right? When me come back, me can't tell you that, and this is not the first time I do them something or whatever. It's like you don't hear me talk about. We would joke, come from party them and them something we joke. But enough time I depend them something. You see certain little movements and thing and people who all around know in a time from and whatever. You would never hear anything from me. Because them type of something there out of my business. When people come on the trip and whatever, they must free for do what them want to do. And just know say at a minimum, especially the group leader, I go hold him out and done business with whatever this and that and whatever. You understand? Especially the group leader, especially me. You understand? I'm really big on that. You're not going to, that's something there. Over the years, I keep a whole heap of something happening, whole heap of something happening and thing. Sometimes them bust out on my shore, as someone I recall. But come from me. Somebody make, remember my big, remember some big, remember the ABC mix up? Lord God, that was something. The alphabet mix up. Right? So yeah, things happen. Only for something happen, you know. People are people, you know. Yeah. That are my business. So yeah, see I'm blind here and deaf. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And don't come ask me nothing. I telling you from now. Don't ask me nothing with them something there. Big and serious. No, for real. When the trip done, you can ask me any. I'd be happy to wax lyrical about the trip and what we do and what was fun and what was interesting and what was moving and what was inspiring and what was just exhilarating and what was a joy. I'll talk about all of that. Don't ask me about anybody business with anybody do or whatever, this and that. Because if you do, me I start looking you funny. Serious, because me I see it like yeah clown me out. Like you think say I want to look careless something when I go there and watch people and come back for come give you news, you know? And I remember people say my thing I don't look a picnic something, you know. Big people come my thing, you understand? And growing people, you understand? So when grown people they're on you, grown people expect you to treat them like grown people, right? And then that's why I'm telling you, so sometimes with all the mix up things, some people get it twisted, you know. You know, because from me I do this, you know, but don't tell you the type of fun things I'm usually engage in. But what if I look a thing, I don't mind business that. Leave it alone. You understand? So what happens on the trip stays on the trip. And I make no apology for it. People for have fun. No, fun no must mean so you got to do certain things, you know. Right? For fun mean you may bust a wine with somebody or you may well I met with somebody or you go whatever, you know. It's, you know, women especially appreciate that. They can hang out and have fun. But you know what I mean to them do certain things and whatever. You know, so I'm not gonna busy with that part. Okay. Oh God. Oh, I'm sorry. Saying all of this and um my bad. Let me just go in the back. The phone number for you to text or WhatsApp and the email address. So it's Tam Fam Travel Agency. And it's info at Farm Travel Agency.com. I type slowly. And the phone number is 718 308 9993. Phone, text, WhatsApp. Okay. Okay. Copy that. Oops. Bam. Let's see. Okay. All right, people. I'm going to leg it right down over here. Today on Monday, we're having a show tomorrow, all right? Okay, yeah, some more people are sending some things here. I'll answer you all accordingly. All right, cool. All right. Well, that's true, BM. The king of mix-up thing, like people expect me to. Yeah, people expect that something there and thing, but as I've always explained to people, all through those years when people expect them thing of me, what I never know is that I am a quiet person. I'm actually a quiet person. I'm actually a reserved person. I'm actually a mellow person, No, for real. And I've always been. But, people just used to that persona that they, like back in the day, that outrageous, highly energetic, crazy person on the radio that they tend, that's who they know. So they think that's who I am all the time, But I've always been, I'm mellow, I'm an easygoing youth, you see me? I'm just a clutch and easy youth, yeah? For a long time, from foundation, honestly. I appreciate some fun, and I'm always laughing and things like that. But, to the point where I tell people all the time that a lot of people would probably find me boring. No, for real, a lot of people would find me boring. Again, I'm not boring. I know I'm not boring, but I know people find me boring. I love to read. I keep myself to myself. When I'm reading, I like go everywhere and there, everywhere, anywhere, Panama Canal and something there. I am a homebody, believe it or not. And if I go out, I tend to like, people just never know. I'm not into big crowds. Never. When I was on the board of trustees at the University of Connecticut, it was a big deal. UConn Huskies, a big, D1 basketball team and all these things and whatever, You see, they won the national championships the last, so forth. So when you're on the board of trustees, you get tickets to go to the games, courtside ticket. And that was a big deal. And for years, I was getting those tickets and whatever. And this one time I go to one of the games. One time. And people found out and they were like, I can't believe you don't go to the game or whatever. And I'm like, no. And the one time I go, it was compulsory, I'd rather watch the game on TV in my yard than go sit down at the game and watch it, I don't know. It's just always been... Exactly. Even if Adams ask, me still not gonna say nothing. I hold it right through. Yeah. Nah, man, something so hold on, man. I want me to you. Yeah. That's the more time I have some man all go some boom and all talk or certain thing. It's a big man. So the lady wouldn't even want you say nothing about that. Nobody say nothing, man. Leave it alone. Yeah. And I'm a firm believer, Demand that people protect you and you for protect them too. No. Demand that somebody for protect you and you protect them when they're not doing a thing. Right? That's why when they're not do so. As a old soldier from the game, I retire now, I'm good now, You see it, I'm a good boy now, That's why a old soldier in that game, man. You see, if you see somebody here and say, John, she look good here, man. John, she said right away. The very next step you ever do, is to just watch her and see she chat too much. Yeah. You have a pre them, man. Then you see all that woman, you have to all scout her for all a while first before you all make a move, and say, nah, she look good, Yeah, she catch me eye, but I go and watch her and see what I go and because I see she wanna, you know what me hate? You know me yet. Me not care nobody wants to say me with that passion. The woman them who just have to tell somebody about it. Oh my God, I just had to tell somebody about it. It was so good I have to tell somebody about it. Me not like them woman there, you know. Nah man, me not like them. Me not like to tell somebody about it, woman them man. They can't hold them out. Yeah. And yeah, some man stay so too, you know. And chat too much, man. As soon as they get a look run or whatever, they have to tell somebody. Right? It's only me have a bridge, you know, me I talk to whatever, and him can't say, John, you know, so I go up on a phone and I blaze up something and see, look at cat in there, what you see, from you are telling me that you not know nothing about me, you know. I mean, I make sure me avoid you, you know. Because see me when you chat, I see me you have to chat my business too, you know. Yeah, man. See, I'm like, oh my God, I know is the reason. Like sometimes, you know, them a chat about, no, me just never did understand so on. So somebody just needs somebody to talk to. That's why I go tell she. So I say, yo, then if you talk to somebody, we go call me name for. Why you have to call me? But me just didn't want, because no, you didn't want to have to know how. Fool you take me for, no. I just didn't even bother say nothing to them, man. You just like watching them do and just ghost them, you know? You know? Yeah, man, just ghost them, man, because like, yo, boom, me I protect you, why you not protect me? Worse, you have some woman have this thing out there like, oh, them a woman, them can't talk, but the man not for talk. Nobody not for talk, right? Nobody not for talk. The man not for talk, the woman not for talk. Hold your rotting mouth, you chat too much, man. Yeah, man, them woman about. I just had to tell somebody about it. It was just so good. Girl! you know, when I do that something, girl, I gotta tell you about this. You gotta. Afraid on him. All right. Somebody send me something. And I'm going to read the person number for obvious reason. And I don't know the context of this. I'm usually careful with these things. But I'm going to read this anyway. Good evening, Raga. I've been listening to your show off and on for quite a while. I'm asking you if you could do me a favor. I am looking for my son. This is a man, by the way. And I'm not going to say his name, but just as anybody have any information about this, about the information I give you can just email me and then me pass it on to him, right? Again, I don't know what the context of this. I don't know why, I don't know anything about how he lost contact with his son, but to the extent that I can help in some way, you just never know. I'm going to go ahead and read this. I'm looking for my son. His mother's name is Diane Campbell. Her sister's name is Diane Campbell. So the son's mother's name is Diane Campbell, Diane Campbell. Her sister's name is Deane Campbell, Deane Campbell. Last known address was in Brooklyn, New York, between Schenectady, yeah? How was I probably pronouncing that right? Schenectady and Troy. And her sister used to be in a group home in Yonkers, New York. Her name is Devon Campbell. Yes, Devon. Some women are called Devon. Devon, most of us, we grew up in Jamaica. Devon is just exclusively a male name, but I came to America and realized you have a woman named Devon. Her name is Devon Campbell. I've been looking for them for quite a while now. If you can help me locate my son, I really appreciate it. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. My name is da 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 da. My number is da 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 da. And I noticed you didn't put your son's name, but you just put respectfully, sir. I just, the way my mind works, I just notice these things. Just for the record, you haven't said why, you haven't given me any indication. How is it that you lost contact with your son? I don't know anything about the backstory, but you basically say you want to help to find your son, and you provide his mother's name, the sister of the mother. Is it that you intended to say his name is Devon Campbell, and you accidentally put her? Let me know that. Let me just, did you mean to state that your son's name is Devon Campbell? Did it mean to state that your son's name is Devon Campbell? All right, that is my question. We see about that. But if anybody know, the gentleman here is saying that his mother's name is Diane Campbell and her sister's name is Deanne Campbell, and that the last known address was in Brooklyn, New York, between Schenectady and Troy, and her sister used to be in a group home. If the mother's name is Diane Campbell, and if the mother's sister is Deanne Campbell, then if the sisters have the same last name, then that suggests that is their family name. And then if Devon Campbell is the son, that means the mother gave the son her last name. Again, sir, just forgive me. This is how my mind is working, so I'm just making sure I'm transparent here, because sometimes I don't know what is what with certain things here. Because some of these things I don't do, I will just read them, and when I read it, a lot of times I see things that the average person won't say, and that is not to brag or anything, but based on what I say, sometimes it will bring up a bunch of factors that are unresolved, and because I don't know what is what, I don't go down that path, So just for the purpose of transparency, I'm doing this, but for the record, what I'm reading here is that the son's mother's name is Diane Campbell, and that the mother has a sister called Deanne Campbell, and if they're both Campbell, then that's the family name. And that if the son is Devon Campbell, then it would mean that the mother gave the son her name. Usually when mothers do that, usually when that happens, the factors leading up to it can be quite interesting, And again, I don't know. If you're listening this, perhaps you could help us to better understand it, and which would, which can potentially help us to push it even further and to help you even more, just so that we have a better understanding of some of these factors that I just highlight, all right? Yeah, this no, it could be the mother is a trifling woman, but it could be. Don't take any sides here, people. You don't know what is what, She could be trifling, or she could think she needs to protect her son in some way because of whatever. Don't take any sides. Don't swing to any side. You don't know. We don't know anything, so don't do anything. But again, the person who sent this did not say anything about why they can't find the son, so. Okay. All right. Y'all be careful now. All right.